welcome back to another of my courses. So in this course we are going to talk about generating images with the AI. So we're going to talk about AI art. So before we even start the course, I'd like to thank you all for joining once again one of my courses. I'm really happy that you chose my course, and I really hope that you guys will learn a lot, basically in this course throughout the lessons that we are going to have. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Yassine. I have plenty of online courses, plenty of students. Usually my courses are really based in a lot of practice. So it's going to be the same thing with this course. My goal is that you learn a new skill by the end of this course, which is generating AI art in the best possible way. So let's start the introduction of the course. So as I said, we are going to talk about generating AI art in this course. So first of all, what is AI art? So here are a few points that explain what it is. So AI art is art created using artificial intelligence techniques. So basically it's art that will be created with various tools. So in this course, we are going to use two tools. We're going to work with Midjourney as well as DallE. So you'll see those are really simple tools, and what's cool with them is that they generate art with text. So you'll see it's going to be pretty simple and pretty cool to work with. It involves the use of algorithms to generate, modify, or enhance creative content. So the way those programs works is pretty simple. So they use a lot of pictures as practice data, and basically with this practice data they will be able to generate you a picture based on what exactly you want to generate. So let's say you want to generate, I don't know, a polar bear inside of an ocean drinking, I don't know, Kool-Aid, for example. So you'll be able to generate this. So basically the algorithm will check out different images on the internet of Kool-Aid, of polar bears, of ocean, and it will generate an image that puts all this together. So AI's art can range from simple patterns to complex installations. So you can check out the pictures right here on the right of the screen. So those are all AI generated pictures. So it's not someone who drew the pictures, it's really all AI generated. It's based on pictures that have been drawn, but it's AI generated in the end. The goal of AI art aims to explore machine intelligence creative potential. So it's really trying, with AI art, what they try to do is really push the creativity with the machines to their limits. AI art has gained popularity due to advancement in machine learning and availability of open source tools. So since there is a lot of practice data, it's simple for the machine to create an image based on the other data on the internet. So how AI art works? So I told you AI art uses algorithm to create, modify, or create or modify creative content. So this content already exists. It will just use it to create new content. These algorithms are often based on machine learning techniques. So machine learning means it will use previous data to create some new end results. So if you want to see it in a more simpler way, it will use past data as raw data, and it will create new data from it. So it's like in a database we have raw data, and with that raw data we'll have final answers. We can call it this way. So the algorithm learn patterns and styles from database of existing art. AI art can be created by training a new algorithm or fine-tuning an existing one. The output is usually a digital file that can be edited or printed. So once again, all this are just some explanations, but just to understand, what you need to understand is really the input is images from the internet. So this is the raw data. From that raw data, the output will be a new image that you want to create. So don't worry, we're gonna play with it a little bit later in the course. So course overview, the first thing that we will do is introduction to AI art and tools. So that's what we're doing in this class. So I'll just introduce you to the course. In the next class, we are going to talk about the different tools that you guys will use. So we're going to talk about Midjourney, we're going to talk about DALL-E, we're going to talk about some other AI tools. Unfortunately, we're currently in 2023. There is no AI tools that exist for video creation, so we're not going to cover the topic just yet. But maybe in the next few months it will exist. So in that point, we're going to talk about it. So for now, we're just going to focus on pictures because the tools that exist for AI generated pictures are pretty advanced and pretty interesting to use as well. So we're going to set up accounts on Midjourney and DALL-E platform. We are going to learn how to generate images with Midjourney, write detailed text prompts, and use DALL-E for picture creation. Also learn to improve text prompts using AI techniques. So my goal with this course is really to limit how much you need to write down. Limit the amount of work that you need to do. We are going to try to do everything with AI. So my goal is really use AI for pretty much at each step of the image creation. So we're going to learn how to do it. You'll see it's going to be pretty interesting too. So what will be learned in this course, the first thing that you will learn is create AI generated art using Midjourney and DALL-E. So we're going to learn how to use those tools, how to use Midjourney, how to use DALL-E, and how to use them properly. So we're going to create really advanced text prompts, not just generating, a kitchen table. So really, we're going to write down text prompts that are really advanced. And we're going to talk about some other AI tools that you guys can use to write down those text prompts for you. So as it's written right there, it's write detailed prompts for high quality image generation. So the secret is really writing down the most detailed text prompts that you can write. The more detailed they are, the more the image will be better. So and also those tools are are always updated. So it's gonna be way better in the future. So if you write detailed prompts in future, your pictures will be even better. And we are going to learn how to use AI techniques to improve prompts and explore different types of AI generated art. So we're gonna generate a lot of different AI pictures. I'll show you how to do it. You'll be able to do it on your own after that. And this is really the goal of the course. So my goal here is really to teach you how to use AI to create pictures, to generate text prompts that will create the best picture possible. And you will be able to use it, forever. You'll be able to generate logos, you will be able to generate really cool pictures. You will be able to generate, let's say for YouTube, you want to make thumbnails, you'll be able to create thumbnails. So it's pretty nice. Sky's the limit with everything that you guys can do with all the techniques that we are going to learn in this course. So I hope you guys will enjoy it. Once again, I'm really happy to be your instructor for the next few lessons of this course. And I hope you guys will have a lot of fun. So that's it for this class, guys, and see you all in our next class. Hello guys, and welcome back to another class of our course about the complete introduction to AI generated art. So creating AI generated art. So in the past class, we had an introduction to what exactly is AI generated art. And in today's class, we are going to talk about one of the tools that we are going to work with. And this tool is called Midjourney. So as I told you, we're going to work with basically two tools. Mostly it's Midjourney as well as DALL-E. In my opinion, Midjourney is a little bit higher quality, but DALL-E is good as well, and it's a good tool to know. So we're going to talk about it in the next class. So in this class, what exactly we're going to do is talk a little bit about Midjourney and then create you an account with Midjourney and see what exactly it looks like on their platform. So what exactly is Midjourney? So Midjourney is an online platform for creating AI generated art. So as I said a little bit, as I said in my past class, the way it works with raw data. Raw data will be the pictures all over the internet. And all those pictures, basically, they are used to create your own personalized picture, all right? So this is how Midjourney pretty much works. Now, Also, it uses machine learning algorithms to generate images based on text prompts by the user. So instead of writing code or whatever, you will just write down text prompts and it will generate the picture that you want to generate. So it's a pretty nice tool to work with. So the platform allows users to experiment with different styles and parameters to create unique and original artworks. So as I told you a little bit before, the pictures that you see on the right, just right there, are all pictures that have been generated with Midjourney. So they're pretty high quality, in my opinion, of course. So you'll be able to generate this type of pictures and even more, cooler pictures if you want to. You'll also be able to see all the pictures that have been generated by other people as well. And generate pictures based on their pictures if you want to, well, based on their text prompts if you want to. So let's start. So right now we're gonna get on Midjourney. We're gonna create you an account, and you'll be able to see what exactly it looks like when you really get on Midjourney. So you will have to create yourself a Discord account for those of you who didn't know. So first of all, what I'll ask you guys to do is go on Google. So I'll just show you the whole process. So you just go on Google, you write down Midjourney. Once it's done, the next step is going to be click on Midjourney right here. So here you go. The page should look just like this. So as you can see, we have Midjourney right there. The next step that you guys want to do is sign in, clicking on sign in. This way you'll be able to create yourself a Discord account. And then just click on join the beta and get connected with that Discord account. It will ask you to actually connect with your with your email address. You will have to verify your email address as well. So just go ahead and verify the email address. I don't really like Microsoft Edge, so we'll just switch to Google Chrome. All right, here we go. So we have Midjourney right there. Just get here and click on next. So you click on join beta right there. You verify your account and you will be on a page that looks like this. So to be able to have access to this page and write down your prompts, you will have to verify your account at first. So really important, all right? Now, I'll just put it full screen. Good, good, good. So as you can see right there, you will have all the element. Well, it's pretty much Discord. So you'll have the announcement, recent changes, status. So you won't have access to all those elements right there. You will be able to read them, but not write on them. It's just the admins that will be able to write on them. If you want to generate prompts, you will have to go on newbie 58. Well, there is newbie 28 as well, but I'll go on newbie 28. And from here, you will be able to see all the art that have been generated by all the other users. So it's a little bit strange the way it works. You generate your art, and once you have generated your art, you need to look for it. So as you can see, all the pictures right there have been generated by other people. So it takes a little time to upload. So as you can see, those are all the arts generated by other people. So as you can see, it's pretty cool. It's really personalized. So here, for example, it's Sonic. Here we have bullying among teenagers. So we have t-shirts. So it's pretty cool what you can generate with it. So we're gonna generate this type of picture a little bit later on the class, but for now you can see what it all looks like. There is also chat where you can discuss with other people that are using it. As you can see, there are people that are talking. So it's basically a Discord server. The only thing that you will have to do is actually create yourself an account, verify the account, and from that moment you will have access to Midjourney. So this is the things that you will have to do. So in the next class, we're gonna we're gonna do the same thing with DallE. We're gonna get access to the website. And from that moment, you'll understand how DallE works. and we're gonna start working with Midjourney as well as DallE. All right. So you can check out all the elements that are right there. Check out all the pictures. In the next few classes, we are going to start creating pictures. So that's it for this class, guys, and see you all in our next class. Hello guys, and welcome back to another class of our course about the complete introduction to creating your own AI art. So in the past class, we have talked a lot about Midjourney, which is an amazing tool for you guys to create AI art. In this class, we are going to talk about another tool that exists, and that is called DALL-E 2. For me personally, I like a little bit less this tool. First of all, it's not 100% free. And second of all, it doesn't generate as good pictures as Midjourney. But since it's a really popular tool and it's really used for now for picture generation in the AI space, I'm still going to present you this product. But we're not gonna really work with this product through the course. We're gonna work with a little bit more with Midjourney. Well, we're gonna work a lot more with Midjourney. So let's start. So first of all, what exactly is DALL-E 2? So DALL-E 2 is a text-to-image generation platform created by OpenAI. So this product has been directly created by OpenAI. A little bit like Midjourney, DALL-E 2 has been trained on data all over the internet, well, pictures from all over the internet. It works pretty much in the same way as Midjourney 2, but it doesn't generate pictures that are as high quality as Midjourney 2. So it uses deep learning models to generate high quality images from textual descriptions, so pretty much like Midjourney. In my opinion, DALL-E 2 is a little bit easier to work with, since you just have to generate a text prompt and that's it. So it's really easy to use, but the only problem is it's not 100% free and the content is not 100% amazing as Midjourney. So the platform can create a wide range of images, including objects, animals, scenes, and abstract concepts. So we're gonna see it in a few minutes. So as I said, it's really simple. So for now, the technology allows us to create text, well, write down text, and from that text generate pictures, a little bit like the pictures that you see here on the side. Well, those pictures have been generated with Midjourney, but DALL-E generates cool pictures as well, but not as great as Midjourney. All right, so let's start. So right now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna present you how you guys can create an account on DALL-E 2 and OpenAI for those of you who have not an account with, who don't have an account with OpenAI. And we're gonna present the platform, so it's gonna be pretty quick and really simple to understand. So the first thing that I'll ask you guys to do is really open up your web browser and go on Google and simply write down DALL-E 2. And then it's gonna be the first website. So it's gonna be OpenAI. DALL-E 2, all right? So you just click on it. All right, so it should look something like this right here. And then what you want to do is just click on the button Try DALL-E 2 since you want to try it out. Once again, I don't know if you will have access to some free credits right now or no. But in both ways, you can just try it out. If you don't have access to free credits, if I'm not mistaken, they give free credits once a month right now. But anyways, we're gonna work a little bit, well more with Midjourney in this class, right? So once you click on Try It Now, you should be on a page that looks like this. Well, they'll ask you to get connected. You simply enter your username and your password. You will be able to connect with your email address, so just connect with your email address. And once you're connected, you will be on a page that looks like this. So as you can see here, those are all the pictures that have been generated. So it's pretty interesting to work with this tool. So for example, if I go here on my history, I'll be able to see all the pictures that I have generated in the past. So I have played a little bit with it. So as you can see, I have GPT, I have some teddy bear pictures, I have some other things here, technicians working, a capybara, and other stuff. Well, whales. So pretty interesting stuff. I microwave here. So all your history, all of the history of things that you have generated on DALL-E 2, you will be able to have it in your history right there. Then you will have the collection. So here basically it's the collection of all the pictures that you have created. So if you want to create a collection with those pictures and store it there, you will be able to do it right there. So you just click on the create collection button and you will be able to do it there. Now, let's say I want to generate something. So I don't really have ideas about what exactly I want to generate, so I'll just write down surprise me. So a cat, submarine, chimera, digital art. So I'll just click on generate and you guys will see what it will look like. So as I told you, it's pretty simple to work with DALL-E 2. So the way it works, you just write down your text right there of what exactly you want to generate and you will have a picture generated. As I told you, the quality of the picture is not the best if we compare it to Midjourney, but it's still not that bad. So let's write down another really simple prompt. So let's say a photograph of a person standing on top of a cliff. The person is drinking coffee. All right, so let's try it out like this and see what we are going to have generated. So as you can see, it will take a little bit of time, the generation process. Once again, with those tools, the more precise you are about what exactly you want to have, the more you will have something interesting. So here, for example, we have a photograph of a person standing, drinking coffee. Here we have another person, but it's not really a nice photograph. Here too we have a person. So once again, the quality is good, but it's not the best if you compare it to Midjourney. But to work with, it's really simple. So as you can see, just enter your text there and you simply click on generate and you will have pretty much all the photographs that you need. So I highly suggest you to try it out and play a little bit with it to see how DALL-E 2 works and what it looks like. So that's it for this class, guys, and see you all in our next class where we're gonna start talking a little bit more about how to write good prompts. Hello guys, and welcome back to another class of our course about the complete introduction to generating various pictures with AI tools. So in today's class, we are going to come back to Midjourney, all right? And we are going to start the generation process, well, the creation process of AI art with this amazing application. So in the past class, we talked about DALL-E, but as I told you, we are going to mostly use Midjourney in this course. So what I'll ask you to do first is really to get access to your Midjourney account. So once you get connected to your Midjourney account, you will be on this page right there. You will have access to your home page. So it's on Discord, and this is really the home page where you will see all the pictures that have been generated. Now, what's important to understand is basically how Midjourney works. So I'll put it in full screen so you guys will see it better. So what is important to understand right now, it's how all this works. So on the side right there, you will have all the channels in which you will have access. So you'll have announcements, you'll have status and everything. Also, where we are going to work is gonna be here. So for the newcomers room, so newbie 28, newbie 58, or newbie 88. So let's go on newbie 28. This is where we're going to generate our pictures, right? Let's just click on it. It takes a little bit of time to charge. All right, good. So now it works. So what exactly I see here? Here you will be able to see all the pictures that have been generated by everybody that is generating on Midjourney right now. So as you can see, since 10:45 a.m., well, since 30 minutes ago, 151 pictures have been generated, all right? So there is a lot of people that are generating at the same time. So what's important? All right, let's To understand with Midjourney is that they used to have a free trial. I don't know if they still offer it. For example, well, personally, I'm using the paid version because I use a lot this application. But if they have a free trial, usually it's here that you will have access to it. If they don't have it, there is a subscription page to be able to, well, continue working with the tool. Right now, if we want to generate something, how exactly will this work? So here, as you can see, I started to generate something. So let's just take it off, and I'll explain how it's gonna work, and we're gonna rewrite that same prompt. So to write down prompts, well, first of all, before writing down prompts, we need to understand that with Midjourney you can do a lot of things. You can put pictures together. You can you can modify pictures. You can add your own picture that will be. If you don't have the private mode or the stealth mode, don't put your pictures online. But once again, I personally won't do it. But on Midjourney, you can do that. You can upload your picture, and you can modify your picture, or you can, as I said, put two pictures together. Right now, if you want to have access to all those actions, the only thing that you have to do is simply click on the dash button. As you can see here, this is what I did. I clicked on the dash button. So as you can see here, we have the imagine prompt, the private prompt. So if you want to write down private images, once again, take note, if you want to write down private images, well, create private images, you will need to have the pro version. So they don't offer it, unfortunately, for the free trials and the non-free trials, well, the basic subscribers. If you want to subscribe to Midjourney, it's gonna be simply dash subscribe, and after that, here you'll have daily themes, docs, FAQs, many other interesting things. Well, many other interesting actions that you guys can use to create or modify pictures. For us personally, what we're going to do right now is simply use the imagine prompt, which is the most important prompt for this course, right? Now, we will create a photograph of something that will be pretty much interesting, something basic just to show you how it works, but it's gonna pretty much interesting to create that photograph. So let's say we're creating a photograph, of course in 4K, of a person running on a bridge in the middle of the day from a pack of zebras. So pretty much the same prompt as you saw earlier. So if I click on enter, what's gonna happen right now, let's just go down here. The problem with Midjourney, since everybody is generating prompts at the same time, you need to find the prompt that you have written, and then you will be able to, well, see the picture that have been generated. So let's just go completely down. Let's wait for it. All right, this is our prompt. So a photograph in 4K of a person running on a bridge in the middle of the day from a pack of zebras. So here are the pictures that we are having. So good pictures, good quality. Maybe we need to work a little bit more on the prompt, but this is exactly what we're gonna do on this course, in this course. So let's try again. Imagine. In this case, let's say we want to write a person, well, a guy, running in the middle of a city filled with traffic. So we can try this prompt right now. So as I told you, the problem with the Midjourney is that you need to find your prompt after that because a lot of people are generating prompts at the same time. So here my prompt is waiting to start. Right, so it's coming. So as you can see, it takes a little bit of time, but finally it worked. Right, so here you can see some pictures that have been generated with Midjourney once again. So as I told you, you want to have your pictures as detailed as possible. Because once again, if you don't have it as detailed as possible, what's going to happen is that you won't have pictures that always make sense. So let's say, for example, those pictures right there, we have a person running in the middle of the street. It's not necessarily a photograph, it's just a person running. If we want to have a person jogging, we really need to be as precise as possible. This is how we will be able to create good prompts. But don't worry, we'll be able to generate all this a little bit later in the course. For now, what I'll highly suggest you guys to do is really to play with Midjourney with the action that we have learned in this class, so the imagine prompt, and generate a lot of pictures by yourself. And in the next class, we will see how a prompt should be written. So that's it for this class, guys, and see you all in our next class. Hello guys, and welcome back to another class of our course about the complete introduction to generating AI pictures. So in today's class, we are going to talk about how to write a good prompt. Right, so as I presented to you in the past few classes, we talked about Midjourney as well as DallE. And basically those prompts will be pretty useful if you use both of those applications. So let's not wait anymore and start. So first thing, when you're writing a good prompt, it's really important to be as detailed as possible. And the best way to be as detailed as possible is to answer the following questions. So you want to know what, where, when, how, and who. Take note, the how is not really important in the prompt. The most important things are the what, the where, the when, and the who. So when we're talking about the what, we want to talk about what exactly we want. So let's photograph. We want a drawing. If you want a drawing, you want a drawing in what style? So it's pretty important to really be as as detailed as possible in those answers. So let's say, for example, I want a picture. So I want a 4K picture. I want a 4K detailed photograph, for example. Or I want a drawing made in the style of Van Gogh, for example, of something. So this is really the what. Then we have the where. So the where will answer the question of where exactly the picture is taken or the image will be. So it can be in a city, it could be in another planet, it could be in the forest, it can be anywhere. So the where is the second important part of the prompt. Then after that we have the when. The when will be the time factor. So in the middle of the day, at night, in the morning, in 1987, I don't know. So really, you want to add a time frame, and this time frame will affect the image that will be generated. So if you, for example, want something, I don't know, 3,000 years BC, it's not going to be the same thing as if you ask a picture that is in 2,500, in the year 2,500, for example. So important to add it as well. The how, the how is not really important in this case, but of course it's one of those questions. The how could answer how the picture is taken or what is happening, but once again, it's not really important. Then who will be the important, well, not important, but will be the main character of your picture. So it could be, for example, like in the pictures on the side, right here, for example, it could be the cowboy. So a cowboy, I don't know, a city or whatever. So it's really the important character in the picture, so the main character, because the picture is divided in two parts. You have your main character and you have your background. So the who will really answer the main character part. So who is the main character? Now, a few examples of good prompts that we are going to try to write in a few seconds on Midjourney. So first of all, we have a 4K photography of a cowboy on a horse riding in downtown in the middle of the night wearing all green clothes. So why is that a good prompt? Because it answers the basic question. A 4K photography. So we want a 4K photography, okay? Who of a cowboy on a horse. So this is our who, wearing all green clothes. It's also part of our who. Then what exactly he's doing? He's riding where? In downtown. So here it answers the when part. So in downtown. Not when, the where part, sorry. So it answers the where part. So in downtown. Then when exactly is he riding? So in the middle of the night. So it answers our when. So it answers all our questions. So this is a good prompt. If, on the other hand, we take the example number 2. So once again, a 4K photography of Spider-Man being whatever at a party. It answers our question. So what a 4K photography? Who we have Spider-Man. We have evil Mickey Mouse. We have the where. So at a party on top of a building. But we don't have the when. So it's important to add the when as well. All right. So now let's not to Midjourney. So what I'll ask you guys to do is open up your Midjourney, and we're gonna try to generate the prompts that I just written. So let's just refresh the page. So the first example that we're going to try will be the photography of the cowboy and see what exactly will be generated by Midjourney. What I highly suggest you guys to do is really to try, try it a lot. Try to write prompts using the elements that I just showed you a few seconds ago. So to write a prompt, as we talked about it a little bit earlier in this course, we need to write dash imagine. Here we go. So imagine prompt. And what exactly we want to write down. So in this case, we want a 4K photography of a cowboy on a horse riding downtown in the middle of the night wearing all green clothes. Right? So let's run it and see what we got. So once again, as I told you a little bit before, it answers all our questions. Oh, I did a mistake here, so I wrote rigging. I don't know if it's gonna affect the picture, but let's wait for it. All right, it starts generating our pictures. So as I told you, it answers all our questions. So we should have something that makes sense in our case. Well, hopefully. All right, so 31%, 62%. It's almost done. And here we go. We have our picture right there. So as you can see, we have our So as you can see, pretty much this is the picture that we have received with our prompts. So as you can see, if we answer to the questions that we need to ask ourselves, we have a really detailed prompt. So we have our what, which is a 4K photography of who, a cowboy on a horse, where, in downtown, and when, in the middle of the night. So remember, if you answer all the questions, you will be able to have a really detailed picture. If we check out the projects that other people have generated, so the more detailed the prompt is, the more detailed the picture will be. All right. So what you have to remember from this class, you just have to answer the 4 questions, and if you have answered the 4 questions, you will have a really detailed prompt. So I highly suggest you to try it out and see what it will looks like. So don't worry, we're gonna practice it a little bit more in our next classes. So that's it for this class, guys, and see you all in our next class. Hello guys, and welcome back to another class of our course about the complete introduction to generating AI pictures with various tools. So in the next part of the course, we are going to talk about basically generating different types of pictures. So I decided to divide this into 4 parts. So we're going to talk about generating landscapes, we're going to talk about creating faces, creating different characters, and finally creating logos. Of course, there are a lot of different things that you guys can create with Midjourney. But once again, my goal here is really to focus on those 4 elements. And to show you how to engineer good prompts. And finally, at the end, we're going to talk about how we can create prompts with AI, which is pretty interesting as well. So for this part of the course, what I propose you is pictures that I have generated with Midjourney before we start out. Because once again, if you saw in the past classes, it took a little bit of time. So in this part of the course, it will be pre-generated. And you will be able to see what it looks like. And you will have the prompt that I have used to generate that picture. So let's jump right into it. So for the first picture that I have generated, I have created the prompt. Well, the prompt is a 4K Full HD cascading waterfall in the mountains surrounded by a lushy green and snow-capped peaks in the distance. So as you can see, if we look at this picture, this is a landscape picture. My goal with this prompt was really to answer to the 4 questions that we had before. So in this case, we're talking about the what, the who, the where, and the when. Once again, we don't have a main character, but it works pretty much the same way. So our what is a 4K Full HD picture. So in this case, it's 4K Full HD. So if you see right there, for example, if you didn't understand it quite well, I have generated for HD. So we have our who. So in this case, our who is not a person, but it's really the surroundings. So a cascading waterfall in the mountains, surrounded by lush green and snow-capped peaks in the distance. So in this case, we have our who slash where that are at the same, well, our who slash where that are at the same place. We don't have our when. So if we wanted to make our picture a little bit more complete, so if we wanted to have it at in the middle of the day, like we did it here, we could have written in the middle of the day. If we wanted this picture in the middle of the night, we could have added this. So it's detailed. It details how the picture is, but there is one thing missing, and it's the when. So you'll see pretty much all my prompts will be missing the when, but there is a lot of details that explain how the picture looks like. So let's jump to the second picture that we have. So this picture, I made it a little bit more different. So instead of using a photograph, I wanted to use a more cyberpunk futuristic style. So this is what I got here. So the prompt is in a cyberpunk futuristic style, a vast valley of wildflowers with a lone tree atop a small hill, providing a stunning view of the colorful midtown and the shady trees. So the secret to write down this type of prompts is really using as much as you can adjectives. So this is what I did. I tried to also describe the surroundings as much as possible. So once again, we have our what, which is in this case in a cyberpunk futuristic style. Our who, we don't have a main character in this case. So our main character will be pretty much the whole thing. So the who and the where will go pretty much together. So when you're generating how it's called, when you're generating not a background, but this type of picture, a landscape, the who and the where are pretty much the same thing. Finally, the when, once again, here the when is missing, but it doesn't really matter. Why? Because the picture have generated the when, if we can call it this way. So the when is useful if, for example, you want to talk about if you want the picture to be generated at a certain time. So for example, in the day, at night, in the future, in the past. So you can do it at that moment. The when will be important, but in this moment right there, not really. So also the when could be futuristic, so future. So this could be our when. But the important part is really to putting as much details as possible on our who and where. So really the picture in itself. So secret, write as much adjectives as you can, and don't forget the questions. All right, picture number 3. So a very detailed AK photograph of a hidden alleyway in a bustling city with colorful street arts and lined with cozy cafes and eclectic shops. So what exactly we see here? So once again, this is a prompt that is pretty much complete. So we have our what at the beginning. So I highly suggest you to write down your what at the beginning of the picture. It's gonna mess up with the AI if you don't do it. Also another trick with Midjourney, you don't want to mess up the questions, in the sense that if you talk, let's say for example you have your what, your who, your where, and your when, you can't answer to your what, then talk, let's say, about your main character, and then come back to your main character at the end. It's not gonna be as effective as if, for example, you answer your what. So in this case, a 8K photography. Then we have a hidden alley. Let's say for example you write down a hidden alley in the middle of the night that is green, so it will mess up with the AI. But if you write down a very detailed AK photography of a green hidden alley in the middle of the night, it will work a little bit more. It will work in a more in a better way. So once again, here we don't have our when, but it doesn't matter because our when, once again, is if, for example, you want to have if you want to have a certain style of the picture, so it's not a big deal. But besides of that, we have our what, which is right there. We have our who / our where, which are really important for landscapes. If you're generating characters, it's a little bit different. If you want to only have your main character, your where will not be as important. So your what and your who will be the most important in this case. So once again, this is what it looks like. Well, this is the first type of pictures that you guys can generate, and those are landscapes. So that's it for this class, guys, and see you all in our next class. Hello guys, and welcome back to another class of our course about the complete introduction to generating pictures with AI. So in the past class, we have talked about the first type of pictures that you guys can generate. And in this case, it's landscape. And in today's class, we are going to talk about generating faces. Once again, I've wrote a couple of prompts. Those prompts will miss a few things. So you'll see the pictures will be automatically here, but the prompts will miss a few things. So you will have majority of pictures will miss the what in this case. So you'll see what the prompts pretty much looks like without the what. So let's start it out. So in this part, as I said, we're going to talk about generating faces. So the first picture that we have generated is a prompt of a young woman with sharp cheekbones, a small nose, and full lips. Her hair falling in loose waves around her face. So once again, we have a pretty detailed picture. So we have our who that is pretty much well written. The only problem is that we don't have our what. So without the what, we don't know if we want a photograph, a drawing, if it's what exactly this is. So in this case, if we look at the first picture, what we can see is that it's a photograph, but it's in black and white. If we look at the second one, it looks more like a drawing / not really a picture. If you look at the one down, completely down, you'll see it's another black and white picture. So since we don't have our what, yes, we have a detailed picture, but we don't know if it's going to be a drawing or a picture or a black and white picture or a futuristic picture. So we don't have that element. This is why it's important to add a what. Pretty much it gives us a little bit more control of what exactly we want in our picture, because we can describe this picture as much as we want. But if we don't have our what, so what exactly this is, the prompt is, we're not going to have something that is perfect. The picture is perfectly generated, but once again, we don't have our what. Second thing, this is a face picture, so in this case, the where is not really important. The when could be important once again. So if we want to have, for example, in this case, for this picture, for example, if we wanted to have a picture that is in 1935, for example, we would have had a picture that is in black and white. Well, we would have had 4 pictures that are pretty much in black and white. And we would probably have some other aspects of the picture that will tell us that it's 1935. Maybe the haircut, maybe something in, not the face, but something in the hair. So, I don't know. So this is really for the first picture. So as you can see, we have a strong who in this picture. The answer that is answered is the who. So we have, it's pretty well detailed, but we don't have the what, the where, and the when. All right. So let's jump to the picture number 2. So it's pretty much the same thing here. So we have an older man with weathered face, and strong jawline, and deep set wrinkles. His piercing blue eyes reflecting a lifetime of experience. So once again, the who is really, really well described, right? So we have our face, it's perfect. Once again, the what would be important if we wanted to have a photograph, if we want to have a drawing, if we want to have add some features to the picture that tells us where exactly this the picture is taken. We will have to use the what. So this will add a little bit more to the picture. Once again, for facial pictures, the where is not really important, as I told a little bit earlier. The when could be important as well, but more in the context of, let's say, for example, we want our when to be in the past or in the future, in the summer, in the winter, so it will add a little bit more to our picture. But for facial pictures, it's a little bit different. The most important part is really the who, but the what is important as well, especially if you want to have a photograph. So if you want to have a certain type of pictures, it will be important. Next one. So picture number 3, prompt. So the prompt is a teenage boy with a mischievous grin, freckles dotting his nose and cheeks, and a shock of messy brown hairs framing his face. So once again, the who is pretty strong, so we have a good description of the person. But once again, if you look at the pictures, so we don't really have photographs, it's more drawings or pictures that are generated with applications. So this is the only issue with the pic. So if this is what you want to generate, okay, you can just write down the who. But if you want to generate a certain type of picture, it's really important to add the what at the beginning of your pic. So if you have a photograph, just write down a photograph of a teenager boy, all this, and it's going to generate you a photograph. So pretty much the picture that you are looking for. If you're looking for a drawing or for a futuristic picture generated, just write it at the beginning of the prompt as well. So this is really important to do. So you write down your what at the beginning, then you describe your main character, which is your who. Then you talk about your where, then you talk about your when. Once again, for facial pictures, the most important part is really the who, which is described in this picture. So you can try out generate some other characters, facial characters. If you're not able to generate facial characters and it generates the whole person, try to write down just the face of. So facial picture, facial photograph, 4K facial photograph, for example, and you really will have a facial photograph of a person, really detailed as well. So that's it for this class, guys, and see you all in our next class. Hello guys, and welcome back to another class of our course about the complete introduction to AI image generation. So in the past class, we have talked about different pictures that we can generate, and in this class, we are going to continue around this topic and talk about generating superheroes. You'll see in the next few pictures, there is, if you remember, we have questions that we need to answer each and every time that we are creating a prompt. But you will see in the next few pictures, the main question that is answered, it's the who. So basically the main character that is in the picture. We don't have the what, we don't have the where, we don't have the when that are answered as well. You can do it this way. If you do it this way, please take note that what's going to happen is that you will only have the main character inside of the picture. This means, let's say you want to have a focus on a certain person. You want to generate a certain person and you just want to have a focus on that person. You can only use you can just answer the who part of the questions. So you will just have that person. Pretty much like with the faces, but this time it's going to be with characters. So let's see what it all looks like. So we have our first picture right there. So the prompt is a superhero with power to manipulate time, able to slow down or speed up the world around them, and at will, with a sleek black and silver suit and a confident nonsense attitude. So what exactly we can see in this picture? So the focus on this picture is really on the main character. There is not really a background for that character, if we can say it this way. Why? Because we didn't describe the background. If we have answered to the, for example, where question and have said that, written the same prompt and said that this person is, for example, in a tall building in the middle of downtown, we will have another picture. Maybe we will have the same superhero, but this time he will be standing on a tall building in the middle of downtown. If we have added, for example, the when, which is in the middle of the night, we would have the skies that are all dark. And if, for example, we've said that it's a drawing, well, we would have a drawing of exactly the same thing, which is, as you can see, the more you answer questions, the more detailed your picture will be. But if you just want to have your main character, in this case, it's okay. You just have to answer the question need to be as detailed as possible. So as you can see here, I've added as much details as I could. So I talked about the superhero, he can slow time, and I wanted to have a silver suit, and I wanted to be confident. So in this case, the superhero looks confident, and he wears a silver suit. All right, let's jump to picture number 2. So in this case, the prompt is a superhero with the ability to control the elements, able to summon lightning bolts, create tornadoes, and call for tidal waves with a flick on their wrists, dressed in a vibrant green and gold costume with a calm and collected demeanor. So what exactly we can see? Once again, this picture answers only the first part, which is the who. If you want to have a focus on your main character, what I'll suggest you to do is also answer the what part of the questions. So a photograph, a picture, a drawing. This way you will have something a little bit more complete. So if you want to have, for example, a picture or a photograph, it will be more a photograph than just a picture that will be generated. Well, a cartoon-like picture that is generated. So if we look at the pictures, it's pretty much detailed. We have a focus on the superhero. There is no background, well, no real background that have been created. So we talk here about flick on their wrists. So yes, they have flicks on their wrists. They're dressed in vibrant green, so it works on the picture. As you can see, they all have a green armor and gold costume, and they all look calm. So calm and collected demeanor. So it works pretty much. So as you can see, as much details as possible, and this is the picture that we get of our main character. Don't forget, if you want more details for the background, answer the where question, which would be, for example, the same prompt, but just add the part where you talk about the background. So you answer the where part, for example, on a tall bridge in the middle of I don't know, the ocean, for example, and you will have the same superhero on a tall bridge in the middle of the ocean. So you. All right, let's jump to picture number 3. This one I like it a little bit less, but once again, so the prompt is a futuristic picture of a super villain with the power of telekinesis, able to move objects with their mind, with a sleek black and red suit and a sassy, sarcastic personality. So what we can find in this picture is that yes, it respected everything that we have asked in the prompt. So we have our villain, it makes sense. It wears a black and a red suit. So yes, it makes sense as well. So it works with the picture. But personally, the quality of those pictures, I don't like them that much. What I would modify in this prompt, first of all, so we have our what in this case, we wanted a futuristic picture. I would have changed it for example, a 8K photograph of that superhero. And I would have added a little bit more details in the prompt. So in this case, it's a super villain. I would have, how would have I modified it? I would have added a little bit more detail about how the villain is dressed. So in this case, for example, with the power of telekinesis, okay, we know that he has the power of telekinesis. I would have said, for example, I want him to wear, I don't know, so let's say a black shirt. I would have wanted to have him have, let's say, sharp teeth. So this way we'll have a little bit more teeth here, it will be sharp. I would have asked also, for example, for this picture, if I had to modify it, that the super villain will be with some other villains around him. So modify it a little bit more to make it a little bit better. For example, for me personally, my favorite picture on the right, yeah, it's not the best picture that have been generated. So as I told you, what exactly would have I modified in this picture would be the type, well, the what in this case. So instead of writing down a futuristic picture, I would have wrote down an 8K photograph, full HD photograph of that villain. And I would describe a little bit more the way the villain is dressed, more than what are his, well, its powers in this case. So I hope you guys understand pretty much how it works. So that's it for this class, guys, and see you all in our next class. Hello guys, and welcome back to another class of our course about the complete introduction to AI image generation. So in today's class, we are going to talk about generating logos, which is the last part of picture generation, well, of the picture generation part. So in this part today, we are going to see pretty much how to generate logos. So it's a little bit different the way you generate logos, since you want to focus as much as possible on the who, which is the main character in the picture once again. So you're not going to talk about the background, you're not going to talk about if it's a photograph or no. You really want a logo, all right? So let's check out our first logo that we have right here. So the prompt is a minimalist logo for a tech company with a simple stylized representation of a circuit board in shades of blue and white. So our what is a minimalist logo. So in this case, it's not a photograph, it's not a drawing, it's not some other kind of things. It's a logo, so really important to understand it. So this is really our type of picture. So here we only have two parts. So we only answer to the what and to the who. So we have our what, which is a minimalistic logo, and then our who, which is a simple stylized representation of a circuit board in shades of blue and white. Once again, the prompt is really simple in this case. What I would do, for example, is I would have added a little bit more details. Let's say, for example, blue and white, and I wanted to have a lion on it. I would have said with a golden lion and we see its teeth, for example, or whatever. So the goal here is really to be as complete as possible. If you remember in the past few classes, the description was really detailed. So same thing goes with logos. You want to have logos that are as detailed as possible. But once again, the result is not that bad for a one sentence prompt. All right. This one's a little bit more detailed. How exactly it's done? It's pretty much the same thing. We have our what, so in this case it's a vintage style bakery logo. So this is our what, so this is what we want. So it's not a photograph, it's a vintage style bakery logo. Now, what exactly we want on our logo, which is our who, but not really our who, it's just a description of what exactly we want. We want a hand-drawn illustration of a rolling pin and mixing balls surrounded by delicate flourishes in warm tone of brown and yellow. So this is what we got at the end. So what exactly in the prompt, the more detailed the logo will be. Remember, sometimes you want the simple logos, but for other products you want a little bit more complex logos. So have this in mind while you are creating your prompt. Once again, remember, you have your what at first, so in this case we have it at the beginning of the prompt. And then after that we have our who, well, who, which is the description of our main character, which in this case is the logo. So it's pretty much the rest of the prompt. So use as much adjectives as you can. So for example, here we have a few adjectives. So delicate, warm, we have the colors, so brown and yellow. So as much details as possible to have the best type of logo possible. Finally, the last picture. In my case, in my opinion, this is my favorite one because it's simple, but at the same time, it's complex. So what I mean by that, well, the prompt, a modern logo for a fitness brand. So this is our what, so we want a modern logo for a fitness brand with a bold geometric design featuring an abstract representation of a person in motion in shades of orange and gray. So sometimes you don't have to add a lot of details. So if you want something simple, in my opinion, well, for me personally, this is my favorite logo. I like the way it has been designed. I like all the geometry that we can see right here. And yeah, if you start a clothing brand, for example, this could be a good logo for example, a simple clothing brand if you want to try it out. Once again, I could have added a little bit more details if I wanted to. Ask it to make it a little bit more, well, add a little bit less geometrical details, added a little logo. But at the end of the day, we have a pretty good logo with this description. So I highly suggest you to try it out yourself. So the way a prompt is written for a logo, you just say you want a logo for what type of brand. So here, for example, it's a modern logo for a fitness brand. This is why everybody's running. But if it was a modern logo for, I don't know, a spaceship brand, it would have been a little bit more different. Maybe the person would have not been running, but driving on a spaceship. So I hope you guys understand it a little bit more. So that's it for this class, guys, and see you all in our next class. Hello guys, and welcome back to another class of our course about the complete introduction to generating pictures with AI. So in today's class, we are going to put everything that we have just learned together and generating some live pictures. So first of all, if you see right here, those are pretty much all the pictures that you have saw in the past classes. So those are the pictures that I have generated. What we're gonna do, as I told you, we're gonna try to generate some new pictures. So first of all, if you guys remember, the way we are going to generate pictures is pretty simple. We just write down imagine and prompt. Before writing something complex, let's generate something pretty simple, but that answers pretty much all the questions. So the first question that we want to ask ourselves, what exactly we want to generate? So we want to generate a photograph. I like generating photographs. Photograph of a super villain. So we have our what, which is the photograph. Then we have our who, which is the super villain. How exactly the super villain is dressed? So a super villain with a dark costume with red eyes. We have a photograph of a super as well, of a strong muscular, let's say muscular supervillain with a dark costume with red eyes. So we have our where the supervillain is. So the supervillain in this case will be on top, standing. So he is standing on top of a building, watching the city in the middle of the night. All right, so we have our prompt that answers pretty much all the questions. So we have our what, which is the photograph, our who, which is a muscular supervillain with a dark costume, our where, our supervillain is on top of a building, in what exactly he does, he watches the city, and our when, in the middle of the night. So if we run the prompt, so as you can see, the prompt has been run, and we'll be able to see what exactly will be the final results. After this prompt will be generated, the next thing that we are going to do is generate a little bit more detailed prompts. So it's gonna be pretty fun as well. So as you can see, it started generating right now. So we can start to see what the picture will pretty much look like. And exactly you can have, if you have pictures, well, if you have prompts that answer pretty much all the questions. So those are the pictures that we have. So we have a supervillain here, a muscular supervillain. We don't see its face. Once again, if you want to see its face, you can just write down the prompt that you want to see its face. But this is pretty much what we have. So this picture right there, well, the right picture, the bottom right picture, I like it pretty much. Well, yeah, the pictures are pictures, so they're all pretty interesting. All right, let's generate something a little bit more complex. So we'll generate a full HD picture once again. So write down a full HD 8K photograph of what? So in this case, we want of a person. What exactly this person do? Let's say this person is sprinting. So sprinting through the dense jungle. So the person is sprinting through the dense jungle. When this person is sprinting through the dense jungle, in the middle of the day. So we have our what, which is a full HD 8K photograph. Our who, a person. Where, in the dense jungle. And when, in the middle of the day. So the person is. Add some more details. So in this case, we can say, for example, pushing its body to its limits as he navigates the twisting path. Leaping, once again, I'm just adding a lot of details to see what it will look like. Over fallen logs and dodging low hanging branches. So here we go. To reach, let's say, yeah, he dodges branches. To reach crystal clear waterfall. All right, so we have pretty much at the beginning of of our prompt, we have all the questions that are answered right here. It's pretty much just details. So you can try to write your prompt in this way. So you write down a sentence that answers all the questions, and then after that it's details. So pushing its body to its limits as he navigates to the twisting paths, whatever. It's just details around the picture, about your main character, about everything else. So it's really just details. So you write down, answer your question at the beginning, and then after that you can write all the details around it. So let's run it and see what it all looks like. Oh, I forgot something. So important, you need to write down your imagine prompt, and then you can run it. So we'll see what it will all look like in this case. So once again, it's going to take a few seconds to understand what exactly happens, and it will start running it. Once again, don't forget, if it doesn't generate the picture that you want, you can just modify your prompt. Instead of a photograph, you can just write down a picture, a drawing, well, maybe not a logo in this case, but some other type of pictures. All right, this is what we got at the end. So pretty nice. Wasn't expecting to get this. Not the best picture in my opinion, but yeah, this is the picture that we got. The main issue with this is I think we added a little bit too much details at the end. If we try out the same picture without all this part right there, so a full HD 8K photograph of a person sprinting through the dense jungle in the middle of the day. If we just keep it up simple like this, so imagine. And we run it. Maybe we'll have something that will be a little bit less like this picture right there. Because what we can see here is that the background is really nice. So if we look at this picture right there, I really love the background. Here, I really love the background as well. Here, the main character, I don't like it that much. Once again, the main character, we can't really see it here. So if we check out the new picture that have been generated, what it will look like. All right, so I like it a little bit more. So in this case, we have our main character that we can see a little bit better. So here, for example, in my opinion, it's a little bit more. So those pictures, in my opinion, are better around the main character than the pictures that are over there. So here, with those pictures, we have a better background, but we don't have a that much better main character. All right, let's create something with superheroes once again. So let's just write down imagine and also prompt. So what exactly we want to generate in this case? We want to have, let's say we want a picture, so a simple picture of a superhero dressed in steel, well, sleek, black and red costume. So what exactly this superhero does? So we have our what, so a picture, our who, in this case a superhero. What exactly this superhero does? He is sitting quietly in the back of a university classroom. So he's just sitting in the back of a university classroom filled with people. So I can make it a little bit more elaborated if I wanted to. So I can add, what can I add? Since right now I answer pretty much all the questions, well, beside of the when. So we have a picture of a superhero dressed in sleek black and red costume sitting quietly in the back of a university classroom filled with people in the day. So right now we have our first part, which is answering all the questions. So we answer our what, our who, our where, our when. And the second part will be adding details. So I can, for example, add that her eyes are looking and scanning the room, for example. I can add some other action. But once again, let's just keep it like this at first and see what we have generated. Once again, another thing that I can highly suggest you to do is you can start with just writing a prompt that answers the first basic questions, the what, the who, the where, and the when. And then after that, if you want to add some details, you can add some more details right after. Right? So it looks pretty much like Batman if we start looking at it. So it's slowly charging. All right, this is what we got. So we have a picture once again. So as you can see, I haven't said a photograph, I haven't said a drawing. So it generated me both. So here, at first we have something that looks pretty much like a picture, second picture as well. We can modify it a little bit. So instead of a picture, so let's say a cyberpunk, something generated in the style of cyberpunk. A picture, a cyberpunk photograph of, so in this case we will modify a picture by a cyberpunk photograph of a superhero. So let's check what it will have as a prompt that will be generated. So in my opinion, it will make a little bit more sense. So as you can see, when I said a picture, what happened, I had a photograph, I had a drawing down there, I had something in the style of a cartoon, so maybe not the type of things that we are looking for. So if you want something in the style of cyberpunk, we'll maybe have it here. So it's almost done. Once again, they generated us a Batman. Good. Here we have it. So yeah, it's I think the last picture is the one that makes the most sense, since it looks like cyberpunk. So yeah, this is pretty much the pictures that we have generated. So as you can see, the way I have written my prompt, also you can write it this way. You need to answer the questions and be as specific as possible. So my what here was a cyberpunk photograph of a superhero. Then my who is, well, the superhero. After that, the where is in a university classroom. And the when is in the middle of the day. If, for example, I change the middle of the day, by at night, you will have something completely different. In the middle of the night, instead of superhero, let's say of Spider-Man. Spider-Man. There we go. So we modified a little bit the prompt, and we'll see what it will look like, because I'm a little bit tired of seeing Batman in all the pictures. So we have a cyberpunk photograph of Spider-Man dressed in sleek black and red costume, sitting quietly in the back of a university classroom filled with people in the middle of the night. So if you see this picture right there, it has respected all the things that we asked it to do. So we have something that looks like Batman, but also it has a black and red costume as well. Here, for Spider-Man, same thing. So as you can see, it's nighttime. We have some kind of Spider-Man dressed with a modified costume. We have some other people in the background in a cyberpunk way. So this is the pictures that we get. So as you can see, the more you are specific, the more the picture will be interesting. Well, the end result will be interesting. So don't forget, answer all the questions. So the what, the who, the where, and the when. Start with a simple prompt, so one sentence that answers all the questions. And then after that, you can add more and more details. So that's it for this class, guys, and see you all in our next class. Hello guys, and welcome back to another class of our course about the complete introduction to AI picture generation. So in the past class, we worked a lot with Midjourney, and what I want to do in today's class is pretty much try the prompts that we have done on Midjourney, but this time try them on DALL-E and see the difference that we have. So basically Midjourney versus DALL-E. So if we start with our first prompt, so the photograph that we have done in the past class. So if you guys remember, here we have our photograph of our person that is running right there. And we add a little bit more details, well, pretty much the full element. So a full HD 8K photograph of a person sprinting through the dense jungle. And we do it on DALL-E and see the difference. This way we can compare both of them. So I'll just take this, I'll copy it. And we're gonna do the same thing for our superhero, well, for our superhero prompt. So we'll take a cyberpunk photograph of Spider-Man and we'll compare both of them to see which one is the best, all right? So we have our DALL-E right here. So we'll just copy pretty much what we have generated in our past class. So we have a full HD photograph of a person sprinting through the dense jungle in the middle of the day, pushing its body to its limits. So let's try it out and generate the picture. Quality of Midjourney versus DALL-E. So as I told you, it's pretty much easier to use DALL-E since you just have to write down your prompt. And we'll be able to compare which one is better. Well, you will be able to see and tell me which one is better. So those are the pictures generated by DALL-E for this prompt. So here, for example, we have a person. So it's more a drawing than a photograph, if we can say it this way. So if we just take the first part of the prompt as we did with Midjourney, because if you remember, in Midjourney we had a problem when we wrote down the whole prompt. So if we write down just a full HD 8K photograph of a person sprinting through the dense jungle in the middle of day, and we run it like this and see what it will give us. So you can try it at the same time as me. So here we go, this is what we have. So as you can see, DALL-E is not necessarily the best, especially to generate faces of people. So if we check this face right there, for example, there is no face. The jungle is not really detailed. If we compare it to what we received in Midjourney, for example, this is what we got in Midjourney. So it's not at all the same thing. So this is why I prefer Midjourney. Now let's try the same thing, but instead of well, our person running in the jungle, let's have our cyberpunk photograph of Spider-Man and see what it will give us, what type of picture it will give us. So if we click on the generate button, here we want to generate a cyberpunk photograph of Spider-Man dressed in a sleek black and red costume, sitting quietly in the back of a university classroom filled with people in the middle of the night. Alright, so this is what we got. So as you can see, it doesn't really make a lot of sense. So there is no Spider-Man here. This is not Spider-Man at all, once again. And if we compare it with what we have on Midjourney, you can automatically see that it's definitely not the same thing. So Midjourney is way better than DALL-E, especially right now. So maybe in the future DALL-E will become better, but for now Midjourney is on a whole other level. This is why I highly suggest you to use more Midjourney. You can try out DALL-E since it's a little bit less, well, more simple, but Midjourney is way better. Alright, so in the next class we are going to learn how to write down a little bit more detailed prompts and how to use AI in order to be able to basically, in this case, write prompts for Midjourney. So what I'll ask you guys to do is check out ChatGPT because we're gonna use it in the next class. So that's it for this class, guys, and see you all in our next class. guys, and welcome back to another class of our course about the complete introduction to AI picture generations. So in today's class we are going to talk about how we can generate a little bit more advanced prompts with the use of AI. So yes, of course we're going to use Midjourney, but we're going to use another tool called ChatGPT. So for those of you who don't know what this tool is it's basically an artificial intelligence that is able to, well, pretty much help you with not only generating prompts, but with a lot of different things. If you want more information about it, you can check out my online course about it. If not, we're gonna use it right away just to help us generate prompts. So pretty simple. What I'll ask you guys to do is simply go on the OpenAI website. So you can see it up here where it says openai.com. If you can find it, just write OpenAI on Google and you will be able to find it after that. Then simply click on Learn About GPT-4 and simply get connected to it. So once you are connected to GPT-4, so we'll just open it. Here you go. You'll be redirected to it and you just click on Try GPT-4 and at this place you will be able to sign up for ChatGPT. You don't necessarily have to pay for ChatGPT Plus, just get signed up. You will be able to use ChatGPT for free, and if you want to upgrade to ChatGPT Plus or GPT-4, it's up to you. But once again, just get on this website to connect to ChatGPT. Now, next step, pretty simple. This is ChatGPT. So if you write down ChatGPT on Google, you will be on and you click on OpenAI, you will get on this page. So ChatGPT looks like this. So remember, just click on Try ChatGPT Plus, and you will be able to get connected. Once you're connected, you will have access to ChatGPT, the normal version, and after that. So first thing. As you can see here, we have our ChatGPT window. So what exactly we want to do right now is simply ask the program to generate us a few prompts. All right. So we'll just put it full screen. So the first thing that we want to do, we will ask him, can you generate me 2 prompts, 2 Midjourney prompts. So Midjourney prompts. Let's say those prompts are for image. Write me 2 Midjourney prompts. One is for a landscape, detailed landscape with mountains, and the second one has a superhero in it. All right, so we'll try it out like this and see what exactly ChatGPT will give us. So first prompt, you've been traveling through the mountains terrain for now days, and as you crest the next peak, you'll meet with breathtaking sight. Describe in details the landscape that stretches out before of you, perhaps in. All right, so we need to tell him a little bit more what exactly we want to have. So, can you make a complete description of the picture? Can you make a complete description of the picture in prompt 1 and 2? Here we go. All right. So you've been trekking through the spread out before is a stunning landscape. So here what's happening is that ChatGPT says that we are present in that place. So we are not necessarily present. What exactly we want to take from this whole thing is we want to only take the part where it describes the landscape. And also, it's pretty long, so we want to make it shorter. So we'll ask, can you write each prompt in max 1 sentence? So for the first part here, we're gonna keep it from there. So a stunning landscape of towering peaks and deep valleys stretches out with snow-capped peaks, lush green valleys, and perhaps even shimmering lakes nested in distance. So this is for the landscape. Now, superhero in action. In a bustling city under attack, a powerful superhero battles a group of villains amid the chaos of scrambling, building, and fleeing citizens. All right. So for this example, let's take those prompts as they are. So we'll just copy and pass them on not ChatGPT, but on Midjourney, and see what exactly we receive. So if we just copy this prompt, and we go directly on Midjourney, and we write down imagine prompt, and we pass this prompt right there. Good. And we run it. So we'll see what exactly we receive. Once again, I made it as simple as possible on ChatGPT. You can ask more questions, make your prompt more detailed, less detailed. Right now, I did something really, really simple. And we'll see what we're gonna receive. So please keep in mind that I just asked him a few questions and I received this prompt that we're gonna check what exactly it looks like on Midjourney. So it's charging, almost done, 93%. All right, here we go. So we have beautiful landscapes. So we have a landscape here. Well, we have 4 landscapes pretty much. So as you can see, it's pretty beautiful. Once again, you can modify the prompt a little bit. You can ask him to generate a photograph. In this case, it's just a picture. So it's beautiful as well. All right, now let's try out the second prompt and see what it looks like. So it's pretty cool things that we are doing right now. So once again, we write down imagine and prompt. And here we're gonna run the prompt generated by ChatGPT as it is. So if we run it, once again, it's gonna start, so waiting to start. And as you can see, once again, I don't have to think about it. I just ask him pretty much what I want to see in ChatGPT. ChatGPT generates me a complete prompt, and I simply copy and paste it on Midjourney. So once again, it's almost ready. So 31%, almost done. And here we go. This is what we got. So we got a superhero that looks like Batman. But yeah, this is what we got. So a pretty nice prompt, once again. Nice picture. So we have our main character that is right there. We have our villains that are in the back. We have, well, the action scene as we wanted it to be. So pretty good prompt as well. So we can make prompts that are more detailed, less detailed. It's really us who decide. So ChatGPT looks something like this. I highly suggest you to play with it. Besides of that, remember, when you're generating prompts, what you want to have is an answer to all the questions. So here, for example, we have our who, so we have our superhero in action. We have our where, so in a bustling city under attack. But we don't have our what, so we don't have what exactly is used to film this, so we don't know if it's a photograph. In this case, it's just a picture. So if we try it again, and we make it a photograph, so we write down imagine prompt, and we make this the same thing. So a photograph of superhero. Let's say a superhero. Let's keep it like this, superhero. So, but what we add, it's a photograph. So, once again, right now we have our answer to the first question, which is the what. So the what in this case will be a photograph. So when I would say photograph, so it's running. Once again, 0%. If you want as well, we can add a little bit more details, but let's keep it simple for now. What I want you to remember about this class is that you can use ChatGPT, but I highly suggest you to modify the pictures after that. All right, here we go. So right now we have a photograph. Well, it stayed as a picture. Yeah, it stayed as a drawing picture. But yeah, this is what we got. So this one, the first, yeah, those two pictures look pretty much the same. Yeah, there is not a big difference between both of those pictures. So yeah, it is what we got with the Midjourney. So as I told you, you can play a little bit more with the ChatGPT. It's really a nice tool to use. Once again, remember the questions that you need to answer to have a good prompt. And yeah, continue practicing with it, and I'm pretty sure that you'll be able to generate good pictures after all this. So that's it for us guys, and see you all in our next class. Hello guys, and welcome to the last class of our course about the complete introduction to AI generated pictures. So in today's, in this whole course, we saw a lot of pretty interesting things throughout all the course. So if we pretty much check out what exactly we have learned in this course. So first of all, we have talked about the tools to generate AI pictures. So here, when we're talking about those tools, we talk mostly about Midjourney as well as DallE. So those are the most important. We compared basically DallE and Midjourney and saw which one is the best. So we learned how to write prompts with Midjourney. So DallE is pretty simple. You just write down what exactly you want to see, but with Midjourney it's a little bit more complicated. We learned how it works, how to create a Discord account, pretty much everything around it, how to write down your prompts, where to write them down, everything around AI picture generations. We talked about how to write good prompts. So what are the questions that we need to answer in order to write down good prompts, which is really important as well. We talked about the different types of pictures that can be generated. So we talked about 4 types of pictures. Once again, you can generate a lot more. Those 4 types of pictures, we simply use them to practice and write down good prompts. After that, we talked about AI prompt writing, so basically with the use of AI tools. So once again, really interesting working with those tools. So what I can say to you right now is that I'm really thankful once again to have been your teacher for this course, throughout all this course. I really hope that you guys have learned something new. Once again, this topic really interests me. I'm working a lot with those tools for various projects, and I wanted to share pretty much what I have learned by working with those tools with you guys. So once again, I hope that you have learned something new. So what's next? Basically, what you can do right now is really practice using those tools a little bit more. So Midjourney, as I told you, it's really question. You got all the basics to be able to generate good prompts, and what you can do right now is simply generate more and more pictures, pretty much for any use that you want to do with those pictures. So final words, as I told you, once again, I'm really happy to have been your teacher for this whole course. Once again, I hope that you guys have learned something new. So as I told you right now, you know some tools that you can use to generate AI pictures, you know how to write down good prompts, you know how to use those tools. You have an AI tool that you can use to write down those prompts for you as well. So I hope that you guys enjoyed, and I hope that you guys see everything that you have learned in this course, and that this course have. Happy to have been your instructor. That's it for this course, and I'll see you in any other of my courses.